So we want to do our day one impressions for CES. This is actually day two, really, that we just came back from, at CES, but we didn't have a chance to do it last night. Very tired and just was kind of running all over the place. So we want to do our day one impressions, and then we're going to do our day two impressions, and we'll do our final day impressions tomorrow on Friday. So basically on day one, it was our first time at CES. We didn't really have any of this prior knowledge, what it would be like and the experience and stuff, other than it just being a trade show. And so we kind of explored and walked around and, didn't really have a sense of direction of where to go necessarily. But we did end up actually, being at the place that we wanted to be at, which is where, the gaming related stuff was. So that was like really the first thing that we checked out. And we actually got a lot done despite not really exploring much outside of the general area that we were in, all right? So when we first stepped in, I have all this stuff here that it's gonna help me remind me what we saw really. There was a lot of drones, and we immediately were, introduced to like the drone section, bless you. And there's all these different drone companies, and these companies actually flying their drones and testing them out. And so you can see here the A380, I guess it's called. And we got all these nice pamphlets, that the companies kind of hand out, just detailing what it is. This is actually, in English and Japanese at once, and just pretty cool. A lot of cool different drones. I think the drone market really makes sense for, people who are into real estate who actually can use it for business, because that is a great ingenious way to attach a camera at the bottom, fly around the house, and then do a capture of the property, and then put it up in a really nice edited clean video. So it really makes sense for that market. For me it's not. Some people may find fun in flying a drone. I necessarily don't see the point, but we got like a lot of drone stuff here. Remotes and accessories for the drones. Drones. Various and different types and things like that. There's drones that would fly, and then you can actually have them swim in water, which was pretty cool. So that was nice. Afterwards, we actually kind of found our way towards DX Racer, and Jake, you own a DX Racer seat, and you really like it, and so we sat there. They unveiled, I guess, their new chair, but I didn't know which one it was. What the chair that they unveiled.
It's in there.
So
I can show it to you real quick.
We sat down, and to be honest, we sat down after walking through this humongous drone section, and you'd be surprised. Like you're obviously with all that walking, your feet get really tired. So I sat down there.
Here it is.
I didn't want to get up for another 30 minutes, but just because I just wanted to rest. So they have these benches now. So it's like a pair of two or a pair of three, and that you can have set up. There's the love seat.
No, there is another one.
Okay, there's a bigger size and love seat and stuff. They have the desk there, and women dressed up in racing outfits that were kind of reps there, and they would talk to you about it and things like that. So that was pretty nice. They had a nice booth there, and the seats were actually really comfortable, and that's something that I'm gonna consider actually getting when my chair starts breaking down, because I have a really nice expensive leather chair in my room. But that's something that I really like. You like yours, Jake, right? Your chair.
Yes.
Racer, yeah. So
I use it every day.
You got yours on Cyber Monday, so you got a good deal on it, despite it being sold out. The
By
original
the way,
one you wanted.
Usually on every Cyber Monday, they always have a sale on their chairs. Best to get them on the Cyber Mondays.
On the Cyber Monday.
Unless you love to
spend all that money.
Spend $400.
$400.
For the one I wanted, it was $400.
Yeah.
There's other ones that are so much cheaper.
But you wanted.
Which was this one?
But you wanted to get a different chair, but it was sold out.
Oh, yeah. It's the red one.
You want to get a different chair, but it was sold out. And so you had to compromise for something else, which you're still happy with. But
I keep forgetting the model name for it though.
Yeah, but anyway, he's really happy with it, and that was pretty cool to sit down and check. Now, we also, because Jacob's the curious one, we actually found our waves in a couple of different places. Especially the first time we stopped by a tool place It was what was it? Stanley. It was Stanley, right? Stanley Tools, and it's funny. It's
I mean, it was interesting of how much they're in.
Yeah, there was a lot of tools there, right? But the guy that came up,
it's just kind of hard to keep a conversation going.
Yeah, because I told you have to keep in mind that these companies are there to like sell stuff, and they want you to like buy all this stuff and you'll be
But how do you sell nuts and bolts?
I don't know, but that guy
is your bolt durable?
Well, basically the guy wouldn't let us go, and he actually like. We ended up having to sign a wall. Like we signed a wall, and it was good for charity. So it was fine. It didn't cost us anything, and
it did. It cost
us time.
It cost me a marker.
It was his marker.
I wanted that marker.
But so keep in mind.
It was a nice Sharpie, guys.
If you ever go to like a trade show like that, and you stop at any like, oh, this looks interesting. These people will get up and they will come talk to you, and they will literally try to get you to.
Literally, when you say something looks cool,
they're on
you. They're like, what?
Yeah, like they are on you. So it's a trade show. That's where businesses.
Literally, a guy in, like this Japanese came up to me.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's hard. Okay.
Oh, okay. So at first he was trying to speak to me in English, and then he was talking to his representative.
You talk about the lights, right?
I understood a little bit of it.
You talk about the desk lamps, though.
The lamps, yes.
The desk lamps, yeah.
But those lights are cool.
Yeah, cool desk lamps. So, you could change the LEDs of the.
Well, you could do. Well, here. There's different settings. There's a soft white lighting, and then there's a pure white lighting. If you guys know what the difference is, this is soft white.
Yeah.
It's like a
yellowish.
A yellowish look.
Warm.
And pure white. Well, it's pure white.
Yeah, it's like an incandescent.
And then they have a mixture of both of them, and then also there's some that change colors. Mm-hmm. And like it's pretty cool, like the design of it.
Yeah, you could have a touch panel that you can switch between RGB colors that looked really nice.
And then if you guys are into reading books, they have this
reading mode too.
They had this little not reading mode, but they had this little thing that you clip onto the book. Like a book light. And it's pretty interesting. It's like a bulb, and all you do is tap the side of it. Like you don't squeeze it, but you put your both fingers right on the side of the bulb. So just like that, and it turns on.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then there's different settings. There's different light colors for that too. If you were doing something with it, it's pure white, soft white.
So the lights were really cool. And then it's a Japanese company. You're at like a trade show event. The guy was trying to talk to us, and we were like, okay, yeah. We kind of got the whole point.
He said some stuff in Japanese that I couldn't really understand.
Yeah, the first two places we went to was the Stanley place, and then we stopped by this light place. And both times the people came up to us and tried to get us to be involved in getting stuff like that. But both times they asked us for our business cards, and I didn't print business cards ahead of time, which I'm going to if or when.
Yeah, everybody kept asking us for business cards.
If and when I go to E3 and when I go back to CES, I'm printing business cards. I have to. People, it's weird because people expect you to have it. Now on our badge, it says that we're service providers. So I provide a service here on YouTube. That's what I do. But what ended up happening is the guy who had the lamps. I had to give my name and I put my my email on his business card, which he gave to me, and so he has my contact information.
What, Stanley?
No, I'm talking about the lights. The light guy has the contact. I don't know if am I just gonna show up home next week and also I'm gonna have all these press kits on my
I wouldn't mind advertising his stuff because all that stuff was cool.
Yeah, it was cool lights.
It was like they're like lamps like. They don't look like this.
No, but they look really futuristic.
They're like lamps for the desk, and they're modern looks.
Yeah, really futuristic, really clean, contemporary look, and it was really nice.
And some of them have like on their lamps, it showed the time on the on the.
So we got a bunch of other stuff after that. More drones.
The stem, I guess.
We got more drones here. This is actually a. What is it? Okay, this is a camera. It's basically like a GoPro.
Oh my god!
You attach it to your bicycle.
There's no pictures.
Oh, you look at the catalog. You attach it to your bicycle, which you got this for. Our friend Alex, the bicycle camera. Right?
I thought you would like it.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. It tells you the time. It has a built-in camera. It takes pictures and video. It just attaches to the front of your bike instead of putting like a GoPro thing on your helmet. So it does a really clean thing. There's auto
it's
there's
got
video
motion.
stabilization. There's
Yeah.
there's all that cool stuff in there, so it doesn't look like a little jittery and things like that. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it says 16-hour bike computer, 3 hours of shooting like video, and 8 hours worth of video storage.
So when we're there, we were just pretty much grabbing all this stuff. So some of this stuff you may say, okay, I wonder why they had interest in that. It really wasn't. We were just exploring. We were just stopping by places.
And it uses Bluetooth.
And it uses Bluetooth. Okay, so it's wireless, which is great.
This is stuff I want. Well, not just for the computer. It's also for, like, what you could do for on your keyboard. You can stick it under the keyboard if it has a lift.
So you can have LEDs on the
So
keyboard.
it gives it a fashion design. And these are RGB.
RGB.
So I believe that's what it's called.
Pretty
Where
nice.
you can change the colors on it, I think.
Okay, so they're LED strips that you can attach to your computer peripherals or put them inside your computer.
You go, and it's kind of like tape. Like some of them are like tape, and some of them are just little round cables that you could just put clips inside your computer.
The company is called Relight. Here's the business card, by the way, so you can put that with that. And so that was.
I mean, these lights could be used for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
They say that you could use it in the cars as well, but
cool.
like inside, not the outside. It's for like the inside, like when under the glove compartment. You know, sometimes they have lights. You can put those under there.
So so different stuff as well. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was thinking about doing these too.
So talking about Marshall. Marshall was the This is an all audio company, and their booth was awesome.
Marshall.
Their booth was awesome.
Okay, I even listen to their headphones.
You listen to your headphones.
I really love listening to headphones. I like my sound to be the sound of the headphones.
Before you get into the headphones, though, I do want to mention about the booth. It was really awesome because you walked in and it had like a very classic vibe, right? There was like wood, there was neon, and I have video of it if you guys actually want to check it out. It's in the playlist, the CES 2016, I almost said 2015, 2016 playlist. And you guys can see all those videos of me walking around, especially the Marshall one. And that's a really cool booth. They had phones there, Marshall phones. They had like a retro, kind of, radio vibe with front-facing speakers, a leather backing. You tested out the headphones. What did you think of them?
Specifically about these ones.
Those headphones in front, which are, what are they called?
Marshall.
Just with the
Major 2.
The Major 2
They're
headphones.
Bluetooth enabled.
They're Bluetooth headphones.
And, control knob. I didn't hear about that. Anyways, I thought these ones were really good. At first, when I tested them out, like, I was listening to the stereo.
I gave you my phone, though, to listen to a song that you want.
Yeah, I was listening to one of them, and there are two same ones. Mm-hmm. There was a white one and a black one. I tested out the white one. I think there was something wrong with it. Because it didn't sound good at all.
And then you went to the black
I went to the black one, and the black one sounded perfectly fine, and it sounded really good.
So really clear, really nice balance.
But there's different, you can have an equalizer change.
That's right. So on their phones, they actually have like an equalizer thing.
Yeah, they have an app that connects to the headset.
That's cool.
That connects to your the music on your phone.
Yeah.
That you can change the equalizer, or it has default settings. But usually most people just change the equalizer to a default setting, like country, R&B, rock and roll, pop,
things like that.
But some people like to mess with their equalizers. I'm not familiar with the equalizer.
Yeah, I don't know that
best.
either. So,
but
I do know.
I just put it as the default. As whatever the custom one that the guy put, and it sounded really good. Like, everybody loves bass, and some people like treble. I don't understand that. I'm more of a middle person. Like, I don't like too much bass. Agreed. I don't like too much treble.
Agree. I hate it.
I like it in the center where it's a good amount of bass and good amount of treble.
And people make this mistake where they think like big bass and like the point where it rattles your chest and makes you feel like you can't even hear your. It
feels pretty.
You feel like you're having a heart attack, right? People think that that's good sound, and I don't understand it. It's why would you want? It's like all this bass and then like no substance. I hate when people max out their bass to the point where everything's shaking around you. It's like, sure, you want a shaking feeling sometimes, all right, at certain points. But I don't want to feel like the wind's blowing and it's like my heart feels like it's gonna explode through the bass noise, and it's just annoying. But they make good headphones. Love their display, by the way, the neon and the very European vibe. That was really nice.
Marshall?
Yeah, Marshall's. Remember their whole display.
Yeah.
That was.
They
really
had
cool.
a stereo which I liked a lot.
The classic one.
Yeah, the classic looking
was
one.
like
Oh my god.
It looked like a 50s, 40s kind of thing. It was really cool.
I mean, it wasn't like those boombox like
No,
it was like
no, but the way it was, it had.
it was more old fashioned than that, and I really liked that design, and they sounded really nice.
And I bet
and that's what I like about these is, I mean, there's not really much headphones in the old times, but.
Well, no, but they have that very classic look. They have that very classic look.
It has a classic look.
So, and I'm sure they even sell those old radios, today still. I'm sure you could buy them.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty cool. All right, so AudioFly, you remember this? I think these were
yo-yo.
Yes. So he got a yo-yo. I don't know. We went past this booth. I was like, okay, they have headphones. So I picked up the headphones and listened to them. They make good headphones. And then I see Jake over there. He's playing with a yo-yo. I'm like, where did he get the yo-yo from? And he's talking with two people, and he's like, and they both have yo-yos. And
they told me I could keep it if I did a trick.
So back to this. You got the yo-yo. Did you have a chance to listen to these headphones?
A little bit.
Okay, because I listened to headphones, and they're actually really good headphones. They're crystal clear.
Also, like a somewhat classic design too.
Yes.
But, I mean, I think Marshall's is more classic.
Yeah, definitely. But these were pretty nice, and they had good audio, really clear, and now that I kind of remember, it was good audio, but it had an artificial sound, and I don't. Have you ever? I don't. Those artificial sounds, they don't. It's weird. Like it doesn't. Like people, I don't know if it's necessarily supposed to sound like that because the frequency, you're just going to all the time. The frequency, I saw was only 20 hertz. It was only 20 hertz. And, I was expecting like a little bit higher frequency for the sound, but it was only 20 hertz. But it did sound good, and
it wasn't
really
bad,
nice,
but, there's a lot of places that were selling headphones, and to be honest, most of them, they had a cool design, but...
Yeah.
They weren't good at all.
Okay. So moving on.
So it's like that was one of them that was good. It's somewhat good. It wasn't the best. I think Marshall's top.
Okay.
From all the headphones I checked out there.
Oh really? Marshall was the best, you think?
I think it topped it.
Oh, okay. We didn't have a chance to test this out, but they had this They literally had like a Corvette there.
Or a race.
and they had like 3 monitors set up, like 3 big monitors.
It's literally a Corvette that you drive for the game.
Yeah, it's basically I don't know.
It doesn't move.
It was like some.
It just like it. And
actually,
also
no, it did
has,
the shock. It moved it like this.
It makes you feel like you're in the game. Like the whole thing moves.
Yeah. So
and also you use literally everything in the car.
We didn't have a chance to do this.
You drive with the same wheel. You drive with the pedals.
It's basically you're sitting in the car, but you're playing a game.
Yeah.
The car's moving. So.
Also, there's a clutch in that too.
Yeah.
It's a manual car.
No, we didn't have a chance.
And like you can only play it in manual.
We didn't. We didn't have a chance to do this, but we saw it. There was a long line, by the way. So.
But there's so many more that were.
Yeah, and there's other people doing this. but this was the first one that we saw, and we got a flyer for it. So maybe tomorrow. I don't know if we're even gonna have time, but let's see that. All right, now you can talk to me about Razer. All right,
other than Corsair, I'm big on Razer as well.
Okay, so what are the 2 things that you checked out? They had a good
two
booth, by the
things
way.
that are coming out: the Nabu Watch and the Stargazer. I mean, I'm not really big on accessories, so.
What is the watch though?
It's just a watch.
That's it. Wait,
I mean, it's a smart watch. It's a smart watch.
Okay, so I see here it has modes.
I mean, it's not like
it looks like fitness.
It's not what you think it is. It's not like you can call people and stuff like that.
It looks basic. It does look basic, and
all it does is it keeps like a regular smart wristband. It's like a smart wristband that's in there.
It does so. It does just to point this out really quick before you get into the camera. It does show 2, 3, 4, 5 street and someone walking, so maybe it's that navigation that's a Bluetooth through your phone. Some on the bottom there. No.
Full features digital chronograph, Nabu smart functions, long lasting battery life, 12 months digital chronograph, 7 days rechargeable Nabu secondary screen. It says right here, watch hardware. 1 to 100 second stopwatch measuring capacity. 24 hours.
It's something we're not interested in that, to be honest. I've owned a smart device. I've had the Sony Fitness Band, and it was cool for like a week.
Oh, here.
And that was it.
An OLED 128 by 16 single color thing.
And it's an
That's
OLED
what it
display.
says.
It better be an OLED
Single button for OLED screen. 3-axis accelerometer. Cylindrical vibration motor. Oh, also I heard the guy was telling me you can connect this with the phone, and if you get a text message, the watch will vibrate.
Okay. So it's basically just your standard smartwatch. Then.
Yeah, pretty
it's
much.
just Razer.
Lithium polymer battery. I mean.
Okay, yeah, the camera.
The Stargazer. Ultra high frame rate capture, dynamic background removal,
Yeah.
3D scanning, and facial / gesture recognition.
Streamers, this is the best. This is honestly a really breakthrough camera for streamers.
Literally for streamers, this is like the best. Like, you know how you try to cut everything in the background?
You have a green screen.
You know how like
people do green screen.
People see PewDiePie, like you see the green screen in the back he has. Well, this you don't need a green screen.
It just cuts.
This literally scans you. Like he told me, it scans your whole body. Before you use it, it scans you, and once you start streaming, it shows how you're gonna look inside the stream, and it literally cuts everything out but you and the chair you're sitting in.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. It's easy. It's simple, and they showed a demonstration, and it was actually pretty good.
Actually every place that was streaming in the CES were using this.
Yeah, that's right. Today, we're gonna talk about this in day 2, but today they had a Counter-Strike tournament up, and the computers had that camera.
Yeah, everybody in the Counter-Strike tournament were using this,
and it was pretty awesome. But that is a breakthrough. It's $200. You said.
He said it was $199.99.
Okay.
Yeah,
but to be honest, I mean, you pay $200, and there's no you don't need to have a green screen set up. You don't need to do any of that video editing.
Systems requirements. Intel 6th generation core processor, USB 3.0 connectivity,
easy,
and Windows 10 only.
It's just standard. So
it's like,
yeah.
If you don't have a 6th generation processor, then
which most people
you gotta buy a new one.
Most people, if you're streaming, you have I think we're on 9th gen Intel processors. I'm not really sure. I think we're on 8th or 9th gen.
There's more stuff that says here. Okay, well, so for streaming, it only goes to 720, 60 frames.
720? Okay, so 720p, 60 frames.
1080p, 30 frames. Video capture optimized for video conferencing.
Okay, for Skype, it's 1080p 30 basically. When I stream, guys, just keep this in mind. When I stream, my face cam is 480p, 60 frames per second. So 720p, 60 for that is fine. Like for a face cam, when your thing is like that small, it doesn't really matter. And streams only go to 1080p at the highest. So, and most people, do stream at around 720p average. So that is pretty cool. Okay,
for me, I do.
So you check this out. Again, Jacob was talking to people. This is the fitness ball. Remember that?
Oh, I keep talking to too many people.
The fitness. Yeah. You talked. That's why we're there. So there's this fitness ball, and there's a bunch of fitness stuff. It's basically
generous.
Yeah, it's basically for I guess gamers, people who sit down and work for a long time. And you can work out your biceps, your triceps. There's even an ab workout, and it's all done through the motion.
There's a fit chair. It's a big ball.
No, they're all done through the motion of this cool thing, and it's all motion operated. There's no.
I don't know if anybody that actually uses this kind of stuff recognizes this word, Powerball. That's literally what it is. Mm-hmm. It's literally it uses I think it's called a gyroscope.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Anyways, all you do is spin the ball. You have to spin it fast enough. You can literally just put it on here and just go.
It's kind of like lighting a match. It's kind of like lighting a match almost.
When you spin it enough, it's gonna light. Mm-hmm. And when it's light, it's ready. And all you do is go left, right, left, right, left, right, and you can feel the ball trying to resist. It's trying to stop you from turning it left and right.
It's funny because the guy was showing us, and he was handing it to us as he was starting it up, and the thing's
no,
resisting you and all this stuff.
Okay, that was the little ball.
I know. Okay, I know we're talking about the little ball, but there's also the other thing that with the
core trainer. It's called the Dynamax. It's literally a huge thing of. It's a huge ball in the center. Mm-hmm. I don't know how he starts it up. I think it's way too big. It's a huge gyroscope. I'm just gonna use that word. I don't know what the other one. What's really called?
A big ball. It is. Well, gyroscope is, I believe.
Oh yeah, gyroscopic fitness science. Alright, so anyways, it's a huge ball, and it's like 2 arm things on the side.
Mhm.
And literally, you're supposed to go like this the
Like
whole
a bicycle.
time. And if, like, it's hard because
Yeah.
it says the force that it could, like, resist. Like I said, when you're twisting it left and right with that little ball, it's gonna, it's gonna try to resist you. Like, you'll feel the resistance. And it's like, you gotta push it to the left, push it to the right. With this thing, the force can do like 200, like it gives it the resistance force is like 200 pounds. It's that he told us. Literally, like if it's going too fast, this thing is gonna keep like shaking you left and right the whole time. Like you're like I try to use it. He told me to put my hands on the side of it. It would be easier, and if you keep it close to your chest, it's easier to use. But to get the most out of it, you have to extend your hands. And people usually do this for like 30 seconds to a minute. And it's like the first 10 seconds, it was too much. Oh god, it was so hard. And it's like, this is like, it does, depending on where you do it, like he said you could put it on your side and do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's showing us
this guy was doing
like
it, he was doing it above his head,
behind
behind his back, like that. It was like,
yeah.
How? And
we were tired after that, right? Like it was a good workout.
It exhausted me.
Yeah, it
Anyways,
actually worked.
Yeah, it really works. Like, it's just kind of like lifting weights. After you finish with lifting weights with this big one, like after you like finish with lifting weights, you know you feel that burn still on your arms. Like it feels like that still. So
it's
you
obviously
cool. You are burning something.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. And it actually, you actually do get a workout out of it.
And that big arm one, the big arm one.
Yeah, the one.
It's only 3 pounds.
Oh really? Okay. Easy.
It's not. It looks like it weighs more, but it's only 3 pounds.
Awesome.
Like this thing's big.
Like
It's got a big ball that looks like it's made out of metal.
Cool.
But it's only 3 pounds.
So we took a trip to NASA. All right, NASA was there, and we looked at something. We kind of walked around. We were gonna leave, but I noticed something. I noticed that they had VR headsets set up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I showed him the VR. I saw the VR headset. And NASA had one. It was the Oculus Rift.
They had the Oculus Rift set up, and then next.
And I told him, I was like, if you really want to test out the Oculus Rift, instead of waiting in the 3-hour line there is there.
Yeah, we did
3 hours. I know.
We did actually go to Oculus Rift. There was a 2 to 3 hour wait in the line, and we kept checking.
Today was an hour and a half.
Yeah,
but
today was an hour and a half, but we kept checking back, and it was still like that. But so I actually did get to test the Oculus VR, and I put the headset on. They also had the Samsung Gear next to it, but it wasn't operating. And it wasn't a game necessarily. I mean, kind of, but it was basically just a demo.
Simulation.
There were some
what they were telling us, it was a simulation thing for people who are trained to become astronauts or like engineers.
Okay, that's what it was.
So like to go up in the high, like really like big heights.
Yeah, you were on like scaffolding. Yeah, so I put the thing on, and
like
it's
it was
pretty awesome.
Just tell them how to do it without them like going up. I believe because some people are afraid of heights.
Yeah, maybe,
but this could also reduce the fearness by having that kind of feeling of being up there.
There was a space shuttle there next to it, and I put it on, and I couldn't do anything. I was basically in this small area. There was a ladder to climb up higher, and I didn't know what button it was. So
they said that it was bugged at the moment.
Okay, so it was a bug demo, but I still got to move around. I got to see what it was, and I put the thing on, and oh my god, that was my first time ever testing out VR, and it was incredible. Like, it honestly felt like you were there. And I'm looking around, and I look down, and I just see, and it was decent graphics too. And I look down, and I just see all this cool stuff. And
it wasn't bad graphics at all for its.
Yeah, for simulation. I mean, it was pretty damn. It was the first ever experience that I've ever had with VR, and I was like blown away. I was like, "This is amazing!" You can even see the video that Jake took of me. I was like, "This is amazing!" You're just looking around, and it was awesome. It tracked everything perfectly. The screen was decent quality. But it was really awesome just being able to just put that on and just, as my first VR experience, just looking around, it looked really, really cool. So NASA was pretty cool. At least then I got to put on the Oculus Rift. What I can tell you guys is that it's not heavy at all. It's actually kind of comfortable, and it actually works well. The screen, however, I do want to get into my whole thoughts on VR and what I've seen at CES at the very end of our thing. But overall, I was really, really happy with it, and All right, last thing we want to talk about is we did actually get to test out something pretty exciting, something that is not actually ready for market, not even this year, maybe even next year. And it's was something that we actually were lucky enough to get in line. We had to wait for about, I think, an hour and a half to do this, but it was kind of worth it because it was something new and something radically different that a lot of people, had a really strong opinion on, I guess, or just really excited about in particular. Are you here? Are you present?
With the satellite, yes.
No, but come on. Okay, so we both checked this out, and we sat there waiting. And by the way, the line, we were lucky enough to get in the line first off because I just went up to the guy. We went up to it originally, and they were like, you know what? I don't know if there's going to be a line. For when you get to that in a sec. And we came back to it just to see if the line was open, and they let us in, and they only let us in. Like there was 2 other people in forward, and then it was Jake and I, and I was lucky enough to get him and I in, and they were prioritizing press, so that's why it kind of took an hour and a half, and that's why we were waiting. So we standed in this one area for like an hour and a half waiting. The last, it wasn't really the last thing, okay, but the thing that we waited an hour and a half for was the Omni, the Virtuix Omni, alright? This is something that's not even going to be available this year. I doubt it's going to be available this year, alright?
They're hoping to bring it to homes, but I don't...
No, I asked them, I said, is this something that, okay, you go to like an Omni store and like, okay, they have like a bunch of them set up and I thought that would make sense, right?
It would be cool.
It makes sense. It's
to
kind of like...
have like a whole group of friends.
It's kind of like the Void.
This. Like, it's pretty interesting.
It's pretty much like the Void.
But the thing is,
that was what I thought.
It does take time to get used to. Mm-hmm. It's not you can't just go first time.
So we put our shoes on.
Like literally, I'm not that bad at adapting to the game. But this one was pretty different. This one was different, and they're all saying, this is not something that you can just get right off the bat, like usual.
The guy told me it takes 2 hours before you actually get used to it. It'll take about 2 hours.
Like it takes about 2 hours. Like we got
a 5.
Kind of like the U boards, but we
got like an 8-minute demo of it too. It was pretty good, and
an hour and a half wait for an 8-minute demo.
Yeah, but this was new, and not a lot of people had the opportunity to test this out either.
Buyers.
So we they strapped us in. Too. They strapped us in. You guys can see video of this too. I got video. It's a really short video. Unfortunately, something was wrong with my memory card. So they strapped us in, which was really nice, and we were gonna do 1v1. But unfortunately, I think Jake,
there was something wrong.
You glitched out your game.
There was something wrong with the game.
you glitched out the game, so they actually had to restart me.
So what happened was, I tried to play the game, and he said don't use the. It was literally an Xbox controller. Like there's A, B, X, Y, but it was like
on the gun. It was a gun.
There was like X on the left side of the barrel, Y on the right side of the barrel. Yeah. A, B was like
there's analog
where you
sticks
hold
too.
it, and there's 2 analog sticks.
You don't use
them.
But
he's like, he told us just the trigger works. That's it. Yeah. Don't press any other button.
So you do.
So what happened? I kind of refrained from that what he said. When I was looking at the screen, it says press X to start. I was like, oh, X is right here, and I pressed X. And it went into the game. I was like, okay, cool. And when I tried to shoot at things, it wasn't shooting at them. And it wasn't like the bullets weren't hitting them. And I was like, oh, am I just missing? I'm just really bad at aiming at this. He's like, no, there's something wrong with the game. Like you should have easily hit them.
Go up to the camera to show them that. I just so they get a better view.
By the way, this is $700.
Yeah, it says $700 the price on it.
That's almost as much. That's a little bit over as much as the Oculus. I mean. That's not that much.
So I'm sure you guys seen it. If you turn around, there's actually a guy in there too.
No, there isn't.
So
he's lying. See, there's nobody in there.
Then there's
just a white ghost.
Show him the shoe.
Oh, the shoe. And there's plastic and rubber, and also they put something on your shoe. It's like a little sensor where it gets your movement.
So
how else is it gonna do it?
Yeah. So we got strapped into this thing, right? And I was able to do a test. There was like a little test. So we were I was walking, and the thing is you're slipping. It's keep in mind you're slipping on this thing pretty much. So we're running. We had to run. And it was interesting. Come on. It was interesting because you don't aim by aiming the gun. In fact, the gun's nothing but for you to hold and push the trigger. So you actually aim. You have the VR headset on, the Oculus Rift. You actually aim with your head movement, and you have to actually look at the enemies and straight on, and then you press the trigger to aim. So moving, we're testing it along, and we're both walking, and then we start running, and it's interesting because you have to trust it. There's part of when you're doing it, you're gonna feel like you're losing your balance, but all you have to do is just pretty much trust the thing because you're strapped in pretty tightly. So you have to really keep in mind that okay, like hey, this thing has me. I'm not gonna fall or anything like that. And you're running and you're doing
you get
all this
one
cool
of these
stuff.
too.
Now interesting. Look, there's actually facts on here. It says when gaming on the Omni for 1 hour, you walk or run 3 or 3.5 miles to burn 350 to 400 calories. Come on. The Omni's proprietary low-friction concave surface is the result of 4 years of research, experimenting, prototyping, and testing.
Doing these is not fun.
The 2013 Omni Kickstarting campaign reached its $150,000 goal in a record of 3.5 hours, and $1.1 million campaign was at the top 10 of the most successful tech Kickstarters campaign at one time. Basically, the experience was
I was part of that Kickstarter too.
Yeah.
I donated a little bit.
No, basically the experience was interesting.
Not like $100, like $10-$20.
The experience was interesting because it was new and it was something that we never tried before. It will not replace gaming because most people are lazy pricks and no one's gonna after a long day of work or school. You're not gonna strap into this thing and start running miles and miles and stuff.
I am.
It's cool though. It's really cool, and
I mean, I think of this as an arcade thing. Like more of an
that's
arcade
what I thought, and that's why I asked.
This is not something that you would have at
this
your
is
home.
why I
It's
asked
too
if,
damn big.
This is why I asked if it's going to be home because it requires a lot of space. You have to have a TV in front of the thing.
Oh wait, and on top of that, you need an Oculus Rift.
And you need an Oculus Rift. So
well, any virtual.
I don't even know.
Headset.
It doesn't even say. It doesn't even tell you if it comes with it.
No, it doesn't come with it.
It doesn't come with it.
No, I asked him about that.
So you pay $700 for the stand.
What he told me was that it comes with you can use any virtual headset thing.
Okay.
Like any of them, like any.
Okay, so
it's anything.
So
person.
the ideal setup that we had was a $700 stand, a $600 Oculus Rift, and then you need like they have like a TV set in front, which you really don't need because you're using virtual reality.
Yeah, and on top of it, it only shows this huge setup here. But for the Oculus Rift, you need like this stand that goes all the way up top, right above you.
Yeah.
At all times so it senses your like not the turning of your head.
Yeah, because you need to have the cam thing set up so it.
It's just
so it senses your movement. So it's a lot of
not
stuff.
Movement,
and that's why I thought it made sense if there was like an arcade or a store that you would went to and they would have that set up.
And there's like it's sponsored by so many.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We had our memory card was full and just had to replace it. So regarding just the Omni, all my final thoughts is that it was fun to test out. It was really cool, especially with the VR thing, and it was interesting because you actually have to run in the game, run in real life to actually run in the game. It was interesting. However, I think it makes sense more for an arcade-style store or something that's built around just, gaming like this. I think it makes more sense for that than I do for personal use. Would you agree, Jake?
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know if people are going to necessarily have this sitting in their living room or in their bedroom, but I do think it's cool for an arcade style thing. So anyway, that was our day one impressions, guys, for CES 2016. We're going to come back with our day two impressions, and then tomorrow finally our day three impressions. So check it out. Thanks, guys.